field there, but their grip has slackened a little. Wigan could be within 2 points if they win their games in hand. At the bottom, Salford are in deep trouble, but with games in hand and possibly the boost of today's semi-final place, they could claw their way to safety. At the top of Division 2, Wakefield Trinity have a 1-point lead over Featherstone Rovers, then Oldham are third, Sheffield Eagles are fourth. Well, today, of course, we concentrate on the big game, Salford against Wigan. Now, let's be honest, no one, and I mean no one, expected Salford to get this far. In the last round, in the quarter-finals, they took on St Helens, one of the cup favourites, and it became the upset of the season. Eddie Hemmings reports.
It was like going...
Salford, of course, have a tremendous tradition, but it must be said, not much success in the last few years. The last time they won at Wembley was 50 years ago. The last time they were actually at Wembley was 1969, when they lost to Castleford. So, great disappointment there for Salford, and for this guy, David Watkins, making the longest walk of all, perhaps, to get a loser's medal at Wembley. Well, David's with me now, and he's also got an old partner in crime, Maurice Richards, as well. David, first of all, that must have been a tremendous disappointment for you.
Well, it was a disappointment because we went to Wembley after 2 years in rugby league. I'd lost a lot of confidence. I wasn't playing particularly well. The side at that time had done well to get to Wembley, but it was probably the most disappointing aspect of my rugby career.
What about teaming up with this guy again?
Well, teaming up, I'm glad he's arrived on time, actually. He's a hell of a boy for leaving me behind at times. We went to Batley once in a cup tie, and he was up the ladder half the morning putting his aerial back on the chimney. And we nearly didn't get there.
You got this reputation.
Things are worth waiting for, Dave.
You got this reputation then of being late all the time, Maurice, have you?
Well, I like to be in the right place at the right time. You know, I arrived just to touch the ball down under the post. So.
Well, of course, these two were both very successful in making the transition from rugby union to rugby league.
Well, once a great winger, I won't say his name, but he was a great winger who said the touch line was his best friend. Now there's a chance for John Butler, and it must be a try if he takes the pass, and he takes the pass, and Richards goes over and near enough for the little lads to come on and say well done again.
Now, Maurice, what about that? Can you still manage to reproduce that kind of form, do you think?
Well, if the lads I play five-a-side with on a Wednesday night.
St Helens to be playing against Wigan. He's just said nothing, which makes me inclined to think that he cannot hear me. But, oh dear, well, there we are. Can you hear me, Alex?
Nothing on there, I can't hear anything.
He's just told me he can't hear me. So, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there. Can you hear me yet, Alex? You can't. Well, there we are, the magic and mystery of television. He can't hear me, so I think I'm going to have to pass it over to Ray French. I was really going to ask Alex how he managed to get his St Helens side beaten by Salford, but he'll no doubt answer that in the course of the commentary this afternoon. It's Salford against Wigan, the Rugby League Challenge Cup semi-final. The winners go to Wembley in May. Eventually you'll hear from Alex, but first you'll hear from Ray French.
Well, Des, certainly I can hear you, but it's very wet. Tremendous amount of rain come down here overnight, and a very, very difficult conditions there underfoot at Burnham Park. Constant drizzle been coming down all morning, but it's not deterred the crowd. Very, very good attendance. I was expecting the rain to put a lot of people off, but it's certainly not. It's boom days in rugby league at the moment, but a tremendous crowd coming in. The pitch looking very, very difficult because we had Bolton Wanderers playing last night. It's had the band on. You can see there the marks from behind the band where they've been walking. So certainly difficult for these two teams. And the two teams, they've certainly had to battle to get here to this semi-final. Salford have had some tricky matches to overcome. Salford just winning the All-Manchester derby and then upsetting Alex Murphy's St Helens team by 22 points to 18. But all credit to this Salford side. They've battled, they're the underdogs. But they've a lot to beat in Wigan. Wigan have already shown their mettle. 3 very stiff ties against top opposition. That 2-0 battle against Bradford Northern in the mud at Central Park, and then the rout of Leeds. A little fortunate to win against Widnes, but there they are. But Salford, well, shocks there all the way through. Very few people expected that the skipper, Darren Bloor, would be playing. He had his appeal upheld against a one-match suspension yesterday, and he takes his usual spot at number 7. Mick McTeague returns after a bout of flu to the loose forward position, but the real shock is at number 11. Mick Worrell pulled out of the match half an hour before, and Terry O'Shea, the New Zealander, drafted in. Shocks also in the Wigan side. Very few people also were not expecting the Great Britain skipper Ellery Hanley to come into the side, but the reconciliation between coach Graham Lowe and the Wigan centre after his disciplining and £225,000 world record fee, he's back there. And nice to see Dean Bell, out for 6 months with a hernia operation, given a run out on the substitutes bench. Good match in prospect, thrilling Silk Cut Challenge Cup semi-final, and I don't think we could have any better referee. The 2 touch judges there, they've been walking around the pitch just getting acclimatised, and John Holsworth, last season's cup final referee from Kippax, a very strong disciplinarian, and I think we'll need that today. The Salford captain, just Darren Bloor, just having a word with John Holsworth, and I think he's saying to Darren, look, I don't want any sin bin offences here, I want a good clean game. And youngster there, the Wigan captain Sean Edwards, in the strange colours for Wigan of white and blue V. Salford, of course, keeping to their traditional red and white colours, because, of course, under the Rugby League ruling, the first team out of the hat, they keep the colours. But both teams changing over there. And just look at the mud and the heavy conditions down there. That was caused by the tractor this morning removing the goalposts, the soccer goalposts away that we had last night for the Bolton Wanderers match. It only went down that ground twice, and just look at the mess that it caused. But Steve Hampson to start, and certainly needing a mound of sand there to get the kick-off. Steve Hampson, the viewers will remember him, the full-back last 3rd round, the man of the match. So, Silk Cut Challenge Cup semi-final 1988, the first one. Wigan from the left of our screens and Salford on the right. And a knock-on. So, scrum now, first scrum of the match, and I think John Holsworth, he'll want these 2 sides to form a good scrum. They must be parallel to the touch lines. One of the problems about a soccer pitch, when it does rain, not as much grass on the pitch as a rugby league ground. It doesn't hold the water and doesn't give a good stub. Offside. Number 13 there for Wigan, Andy Goodway, encroaching on the blind side. Get back, says Mr. Holsworth. And a big occasion this for number 2 there, Ken Jones. The biggest match he's been in, and Salford, for 18 years. Just needs 4 points, 1,000 points in his career, this lad. Steve Herbert. Salford's Gary Disley, both of them trying out this Wigan defence in the middle. One of the features of Salford has been in recent weeks this spirit in the pack. As I said, beat St Helens in that 3rd round and then beat Leeds in the league last week. Bloor. Salford certainly desperate to get this man off the appeal. One of the key men in the side. To Tony Iro. Amazing, this lad number 2. He only came over as an amateur to follow his brother Kevin Iro, who's in the centre. and he suddenly finds himself playing in a semi-final. And a good hostile reception there from his Ian Breeze. I think referee John Holsworth, Ali, will have to get on top of these players early on in this game.
Well, I think so, Ray. I think what's going to happen is the conditions won't allow for really a lot of good football, but the basics is going to be very, very important, especially the kicking game.
And there is a good kick. Wigan then, first attack. To Edwards. Short ball to Salford, but my word, he was met by that little man there, number 13, Mick McTeague, a renowned tackler in the game, to Graham West. In the veteran stage, Graham West, but playing some of his best rugby, this big New Zealand number 11 for Wigan. Oh, nice dummy from Gregory. A lot of relief when this little Great Britain scrum half was declared fit. Had a groin strain, missed the league match last week. Case. And it's Salford ball.
Obviously, Ray, you can see what Kevin Ashcroft, the Salford coach, has been saying to his lads. We mustn't let Wigan settle, we must get up, we must hustle them, we must bustle them, and we must keep them under pressure.
Gary Disley, Lee youngster, just 22 years of age, one or two youngsters in this Salford pack, a very big, nervous occasion for them. Play on. Kevin Iro. Nicky Kiss. Significant again to see Gregory and Edwards always at the play of the ball, calling the shots here. Here he is again. I know Wigan coach Graham Lowe wanted to put some early pressure on Salford to see if they would crack. Hanley. Well, they won't crack like that, Ali, will they?
I think also the Salford lads are welcoming Ellery Hanley back, and with a few tackles like that, I don't suppose that Ellery can be 100% match fit, Ray, and this could be a problem, you know, playing people as though they've been out of the game for a long time. He may look fit, but you know, look at him now. He's only been playing 5 minutes and he's panting and puffing like an old woman.
It's a very, very heavy pitch actually to come back for your first game on. Darren Blow then to feed the scrum. And he does, and a good scrum. Oh, well spotted by Gibson. Salford bought Gary Jack, one of the world's greatest full-backs, to come in at number 1. He played 13 matches, but this boy Gibson stolen the honours.
I think the nice thing about it, Ray, is that since Gary Jack has gone back to Australia, Stevie Gibson, the Salford full-back, has you know, won 3 man of the matches, so that tells you he's a player in form.
Advantage to Brian Case. Just over 5 minutes gone, still no score. Gregory. That's a good ball, it's a good way. Just the right ball where a second row come loose forward should be running. Wigan, I'm sure, will be looking to get the ball out of this muddy midfield and get it under the wings. Ian Potter only met 6 times, strangely, in the history of the Cup, both these sides. Wigan winning 4 of them and Salford 2. No, once too often, Gregory looking for the half dummy. Should have held on there. Gibson again. And that's good full-back play, taking a lot of pressure off his pack. He knows his forwards have had a lot of tackling to do. Moran. David Kearns to McTeague. Again, I think there must be a question mark about this lad's fitness. He's been in bed with flu all week. Bentley. Keith Bentley there, normally a wingman, playing in the centre, just opting to take the scrum there rather than put the ball further downfield. And scrum there, just outside that Salford 25-yard line, and we can see already the pitch cutting up very, very heavily, and it looks as if the ex-Wigan St Patrick's Junior Shaw having treatment. Hampson again, they'll be bringing this lad up into the line. Really must be one of the certainties to tour with Great Britain. Case behind him. Case again. A lot of pressure on this Salford side. This is a very big Wigan pack. That's a good ball again to him. He's got Hanley with him. Is Hanley going to celebrate his return? No, he's not. Good cover tackle there by the Mark Moran, the Salford hooker, but we can see the tactics of the short pass from Edwards. He's lost it. And a good decision there by John Holsworth. Definitely not a drop out under the pitch.
Well, you've got to say, was this a missed chance? A lovely ball from Stevie Hampson here, and Tony Ido, should he have took this ball? If he'd have caught it, it was a searching try.
David Kearns, the ex-Barra scrum half, having a good spell, but that's a good tackle by Goodway. Referee John Holsworth judging that it was a little high. Yes, signalling that right arm there, a little high. Ken Jones again, one of the ex-England Colts rugby union lads, used to be the captain of that rugby union side, ex-Swinton as well. Very good club career.
I think we could do with seeing, Ray, also that Salford would like to stay in this Wigan territory because they've been pinned down in their own 25 for the last 5 or 10 minutes. But really, Salford could do with, you know, having a little bit of confidence, having the ball for a couple of minutes and seeing what they can do with it.
Just holding it, Alec, and getting the feel of the game, getting themselves into it.
Yes, it's very, very slippery out there, and I was just talking to the groundsman before the game. It's never stopped raining for 24 hours, and they couldn't even roll the ground last night.
To blow. I like the way this full-back Steve Gibson, the lad from Alora in Queensland, he's probably not used to playing in conditions like this, but he's certainly making the most of his chances, and that's a good catch. Edwards feeding Hampson again. He's certainly put pace on as this full-back. Bill Hartley, the ex-Olympic athlete and sprint coach at Wigan, worked very, very long hours with him this summer. And that's good running by this young Iro, 19 years of age. This centre, Kiwi international already. Oh, got dummy by Gregory. He's got Edwards with him, but he hasn't seen him. Just looked the wrong way, but what a little box of tricks this Andy Gregory's proving. I think he'll relish these conditions. And there's one who will. Big number 10, New Zealand test prop, Adrian Shelford. Oh, well taken by Edwards. Beautiful sidestep. Magnificent opportunist by Edwards. Superb try, and do you know, I think it came from a misjudged kick by Andy Gregory. I think Gregory lost his footing, he lost the ball, but such is the skill of these two Wigan half-backs. They made the most of the opportunity, and it's 4 points to 0.
Well, you know what they say, Ray, it's not how. Just look, it's a terrible kick by Andy Gregory, but just what Sean Edwards never takes his eye off the ball. A lovely little jink inside, and from that moment on, it was good night and a good try.
Yes, I think just 12 minutes gone, and Wigan certainly will want that try. There was a lot of nerves when Wigan arrived at the ground, a lot of talk about could Salford provide the cup shocks, and there's 2 more points. 6 points to 0 then, thanks to that goal from Kevin Iro. So, lots of problems now for Salford.
And this is the try and the start that Wigan wanted. Not a very good kick, didn't look like it, but just watch Sean Edwards. He finishes off, he wants that. Beautiful little jink, and from then, the lad's got pace, the lad's got class, and that's a very good try.
Back into the game. Case. Kiss. That's a good strong run from this hooker. 10 years at Wigan, in his testimonial this season. We're looking for a good financial return if Wigan get to Wembley. But a long time to go yet. Oh, here's a chance for Andy Goodwill. But a magnificent recovery tackle. The pressure's on. And Tony Iro's in for a try. What a shock there from Salford, but all credit to that youngster, this wingman, the amateur from New Zealand. He took advantage of Andy Goodway following up the ball, and already 10 points to 0 for Wigan. What a tragedy there for those 2 Salford defenders, bumped into each other. But the golden rule is for any youngsters watching, you call for the ball, and one of the defenders should have stood behind for the ricochet. They didn't, and it's 4 points to Wigan. So, another attempt at goal. This time for brother Kevin. And it's a good one. So, Wigan 12, Salford 0.
Well, Salford must realise and wonder what's hit him, because that's a beautiful kick by Stevie Hampson. But just watch this. Stevie Gibson and young David Shaw, rule of rugby league, you must call. Andy Goodway looks as though he was going to score here. He gets up, he plays the ball quickly. Graham West in support. He's held, he's a big fella. Tony Ido, the simplest of chances.
15 minutes gone then, an uphill battle for Salford. They had that tremendous win over St Helens in the 3rd round, 22 points to 18. They showed a lot of character, they showed a lot of commitment. They've certainly got to show it here, and here's Wigan again. Ken Jones, no problem.
I think what they've also got to show, Ray, is now a little bit of composure, because what they've not got to do is realise that the game's, still could be won, because a lot of teams can come from behind. What they've got to do now is get some points on the board as quickly as possible.
Well, certainly Wigan, Alec, came from behind, 12 points to 0 down against Leeds in the previous round.
Yes, and this cup tie football's all about competing for the full 80 minutes, Ray.
McTee.
I think if there is a problem with the Salford side at the moment, is that they don't seem to have that little bit of pace to penetrate the Wigan defence.
To Hunt. Certainly that hooker there with the Australian headband on, Mark Moran, really doing some tackling. Gregory to Shelford. And offside. And I wouldn't be surprised if Darren Bohr did elect to go for goal. 2 points here would give a little confidence to Salford. Bringing Ken Jones across, and he is. Very kickable goal here for Ken Jones. 57 goals already this season, but his problem is underfoot. It's in the run-up as he takes that kick of the ball. And electing to use the old-fashioned method of the heel or toe in the ground. About 38 yards out, just to the left of the post. Very kickable for this lad, but his problem will certainly be the conditions underfoot as he approaches the ball. And that's it, he sliced it to Gregory. 2 points I think Jones and Salford could have done with.
I think, Ray, I think the sensible thing to do there would be to have put the ball in the corner and put Wigan under a bit of pressure, because to give Wigan possession back immediately will also put Salford back under pressure.
Gregory. Wigan holding the ball. This is one of the great aspects of a cup tie. You really do want to get the ball in your hands. You do want to get the feel of a cup tie. You want to know that you are in a cup tie, not kicking the ball aimlessly upfield. Edwards. Well taken by Young Shaw, but equally well taken by Tony Iro. Gary Dislip. Salford have had two great eras in the club in the 30s when they had players like Gus Risman, Billy Watkins, and then in the 70s men like David Watkins, Keith Fielding, Colin Dixon. And hoping today, I think, to emulate those giants, but 12 points to 0 down. And not really able, Alec, to penetrate this Wigan defence, are they?
No, looking at the two sides at the moment, Ray, and that's a very, very good kick by Terry Shea. Just a little fortunate to put too far. But looking at the bulk, the Wigan pack in general look as though they're about a stone a man heavier than what Salford are, and Salford look as though they're struggling to find a way through the Wigan defence.
And of course the kick direct into touch there, it was on the sixth tackle. Any kick made like that, or any offence this season on the sixth tackle, not a scrum down now, but the ball transferred over to the other side. So Wigan ball in midfield, back to Case. Just 20 minutes gone, those two tries by Edwards and Iro in the 12th and 14 minutes. Oh, that's a good ball to Graham West. He really is playing some of the best rugby of his career, this lad. 33 years of age, was the Wigan captain, was the New Zealand captain. Many thought he was making a very honourable progress into retirement, and here he is, an hour away from Wembley. Gregory again. Good way. Knock on. But I think we've certainly got to admire the handling here in these conditions. As we said earlier, continuous rain for 24 hours, drizzle all morning, wet underfoot, yet some superb handling. But very, very close quarters.
I think we're finding, Ray, also that, Andy Gregory, who's revelling in these conditions, the Wigan scrum half, looks as though he wants to run with the ball, and not only run with it, he's setting other players up, and that's very dangerous for anybody.
Moran. Yes, Salford not having the size here to penetrate in the midfield and not really having the pace on the outside. Kieran O'Loughlin, very experienced player here, the Salford centre. A lot of responsibility on his shoulders. Twice at Wembley with Widnes. Behind him, but he's lost it. And really, Alec, one or two of the Salford lads, they're a little bit impetuous. Somebody should have dropped down on the ball there, shouldn't
Well,
they?
really, yes, do the basics right, and that is if you've got the ball, they can't score. But it's all about doing the kicking as well, Ray. Salford's kicking, they're just kicking the ball down the field for kicking's sake.
And it looks as if Wigan physiotherapist Keith Mills is a little bit concerned with the Adrian Shelford there. Very experienced is Keith Mills though, and he'll not be sending Adrian Shelford back in the fray unless he's fit. I think he was a little bit worried about concussion. Blow to Kearns, that was well done, but good tackle from Edwards. Nice to see both sides trying to move the ball about despite the conditions. Moran. Oh, very adventurous pass, but a good one, and it's good play from Salford this. And that's a beautiful ball, but Shaw just couldn't take it. But all credit to Salford. Good open rugby. They've got a reputation, these Salford side. They call them the Red Devils from the glory days in the 30s and the 60s and the 70s, and they're trying to live up to it. West again. Big New Zealand content in this Wigan side with West and the two Iro brothers and Shelford. But of course, they've always had a New Zealand reputation. Good kick there from Sean Edwards. Tactical kick, putting the pressure on Salford. No point playing around with the ball in these conditions in your own half. And it looks as if poor David Shaw is coming off the field. We understand he's got a dislocated finger. He's only a youngster. He's a Wigan lad himself from the Wigan St Patrick's Amateur Club. And what a disappointment for him in probably the biggest match of his career to date. Physiotherapist Ralph Whittaker just consoling him. Good run from Hanley. That's how strong he is.
I think also they're looking at the Salford side now. They look as though they need a little bit of organisation in the side. They look as though they're, they're walking about in ones and twos, and there's not a lot of composure in the side.
Moran. Steve Herbert there, you remember you played with his father, Alec Norman.
Yes, I did, and his father was a very, very good forward, Ray, front row forward. But having looking at his son, I would think in these conditions he doesn't carry as much weight as what Norman used to do.
That's a good ball to Lachlan, strong lad, but he's lost it. That's one of the problems with a good strong tackle. You can shake the ball out, and Henderson Gill looks so innocent. Well, he is the innocent party here. He's got the penalty, so kick to Wigan. And Hampson coming up to take it. Well, complicated in this weather, but certainly it was good handling. The ball there went through 5 or 6 pairs of hands. We didn't gain any yardage though, but it drew the forwards in. That's what Wigan were looking for. Then the opportunity to open it out. There it is to Hampson. Edwards. Good ball to West, but a good tackle by McTeague. The smallest forward on the field, this number 13 for Salford, bringing down big 6'5" Graham West. And a knee injury there to Brian Case. Possibly a strain behind the knee. Keith Phillips' services really being called into action.
I think we're getting a little bit watching him out there now, Ray, with 1 or 2 of the players going down, and you know, the physio will be required quite a lot in these conditions.
Gregory, attempted drop. Well worth it, not quite. Very difficult to get a drop goal in these conditions. The ball tends to stick in the mud. It doesn't get that bounce that you need to get the instep underneath.
This is Andy Gregory. He realises that 13, you know what, Salford have to score 3 times, just wide of the post.
Moran. David Kearns. Oh, that's a good ball, and that's a good break. Certainly got some promise down this left wing, Salford. Once or twice they've troubled Wigan. Peter Glynn, Moran again, but a good tackle by Gregory. Only a little man had to jump high for that. Kearns again to Moran, in the thick of things, this lad. Interesting to see him wearing that Australian headgear, used to project the head, stop concussion, but usually worn on very hard grounds. I think Salford, got a little bit more composure now. Got themselves back in the game after those early shocks.
Yes, they had a little bit of frightening start, Ray, but one thing they must not do is allow Wigan to score just before half-time, because the danger part of the match now is coming up. Wigan realise they can wrap the game up by getting some more points on the board, and Salford will also want to put some on.
So just 10 minutes to half-time. Wigan 12 points to 0. Gregory on the attack. Good ball from Goodway. That's a better ball to Hanley. To Gill. He's got Moran to beat on the outside. He should have the pace, but he hasn't. Good tackle there by Moran. Good cover. And the touch judge there obviously spotted an offence. Mr. Goulding was right on the spot. And obviously, I think Keith Mills, the physiotherapist, called on once again. Well, he's been as busy as any of the players as that Wigan physiotherapist. Kieran O'Loughlin being called out. And Kieran O'Loughlin had 9 seasons with the Wigan club. Wigan born and bred. He obviously wants to impress. 35 years of age tomorrow, was hoping to celebrate his birthday with a win. So Wigan on the attack, 10 yards then from the Salford line.
I think this is where you'll find Wigan, Ray, that they'll have a couple of drives here and use Gregory and Edwards to ping the ball out wide, and people to just run onto it.
Kiss. Yes, driving with 1 or 2 forwards, hoping to suck in the Salford pack. Very much like a sort of second phase maul at Rugby Union, this. Bringing the forwards in. Just look at them there, 1, 2, 3, 4 around. Now hoping to move it wide. But Gregory going back into trouble. And he's lost the ball. the ball. Not much else Salford could do there, but come away with it. Very difficult, with very, very wet, very greasy. Got a chance for Wigan again. Shelford. Edwards. That's a good ball to Hanley. Hanley lurking on the outside there, very much in the sort of loose forward position that he's been playing. Edwards again. Iro. Certainly Wigan not changing their fluent style because of the bad weather. Moving it continuously. Edwards again, good change. And that's a difficult kick for Gibson, but he's up to it.
I think Gibson will be quite pleased about that, Ray, because the last high ball was an absolutely nightmare for him. But just looking at Salford now, Salford look as though they need to be told where to go and what to do, and they need somebody with that little bit extra pace to penetrate this Wigan defence, because they're tackling very, very well indeed.
Yes, Salford coming away with the ball. The forwards are willing, the heart is there, but just not the strength to pierce. That's a back kick. Oh, well done by Kevin Iro for his brother Tony. He's a strong lad himself. He's got support. Certainly built like two second rows, this centre and wing combination for Wigan. The Iro brothers from New Zealand. Good way to Case again. Wigan using this little combination of 2 and 3 forwards together, Alec, putting short passes in midfield.
Yes, and you'll also see the 2 half-backs in this combination, Ray. They're the danger men, and they're the men who sets most moves up, but I don't think Ellery Hanley will be too pleased with that pass.
No, not really got himself into the game yet, Ellery. Been out for a month, in dispute with the club, placed on the transfer list at a world record, £225,000, but I think thankfully for everyone else in rugby league now, back in harmony with coach Graham Lowe. Salford ball. Referee John Holsworth stopping the clock, stopping the game. In rugby league, when the physiotherapist comes on, the game doesn't necessarily have to stop, but I think referee John Holsworth quite sensibly there, instructing Ralph Whittaker, the physio, to attend to him. But Wigan in the driving seat, 12 points to 0. And under the new law, the ball passed to another Salford player to play the ball.
I think it's been a long time, Ray, since Salford's moved out of their own 25-yard line. They've been pinned down here with some tremendous tackling from Wigan, and really you wonder and ask yourself how they're going to get and break this Wigan defence down.
It is, Alec, and when you think that they've actually won the scrums 4-2, they've had the bulk of the possession.
Yes, but there's no accounting for class, Ray, and obviously at this moment now Wigan look as though they're well on top.
Sensibly done there by Hampson. Kevin Iro. Gregory. To Shelford. These big forwards like Shelford, West and Goodway running well off Gregory and Edwards. He's like a little Dancing dervish there, but he's lost the ball, but Hampson's got it. Good drop on the ball there by Hampson. But good covering by Ian Blease. Hanley.
I think Salford will be really excited that they're out of their own 25, and you know, they wonder what it's like at this side of the field.
Goodway. That's good running from Goodway. Strong loose forward, and just got that extra yard of pace that when the cover's broken he can go through. Well, that ball was thrown anywhere by Adrian Shelford, but well picked up by Gregory. Just 2 minutes left in this first half. 12 points to 0 for Wigan, and I think skipper Sean Edwards knows that all he's got to do is keep Salford down here. Ken Jones. Kevin Ashcroft, the Salford coach, 3 times at Wembley himself in the 70s. He knows what it takes to raise a player's game, and he's going to have to do that at half-time in that Salford dressing room. McTee.
It'll be interesting, Ray, at half-time what Kevin Ashcroft does say to the Salford lads, because really they look as though they're lacking a little bit in ideas, and Wigan look as though they can cancel out everything what Salford throw at them.
Yes, the point is, Alex, Salford have really got to do something to pull the 12 points back. I mean, Wigan, if they wanted, could sit on the lead, couldn't they?
Yes, and they have been known to do things like that, Ray, but I don't think Wigan will do that. I think they'll want to move this ball out wide, and they'll want more points on the board.
West just couldn't get the ball away there. The penalty, Ellery Hanley adjudged to being obstructed, and I think that was the reason why Graham West couldn't put the pass out. One of the advantages of this man, 6'5", can usually put the pass round the man. Very difficult to clamp the ball. Kieran O'Loughlin. Gibson. This is better from Salford. But I think we see one of the problems there with Mick McTee. Salford not got the pace on the outside, so having to turn back inside again.
I think also what they're lacking at the moment, Ray, is that little bit extra yardage. You know, it's nice to have a second gear, and Wigan seem to have all the second gears.
Hampson. Gregory. This is good from Wigan. West, he's got Henderson Gill outside there, but Gill looking for the inside pass to Hanley. Will he go himself? He does. But there's no way through. Just 1 minute into injury time. Andy Gregory making certain that there's no slip-ups, keeping Salford down near that line. Oh, well, and he's lost the ball. The referee, John Holsworth, was looking for assistance from the touch judge, yes. When the Wigan player had the ball on the floor, it was scooped out by a Salford man. And well spotted there by the touch judge, Mr. Goulding. So, kick to Wigan. Into injury time now. This first half, Wigan will have to take this tap very, very quickly if they want to score. Again, working one of their little moves. No waiting for Shelford. But there's the hooter. I don't think Wigan will be all that concerned. Satisfactory performance by Wigan. 12 points to 0. They're in control at half-time, but who knows, another 40 minutes to go, and Salford, well, they've been known to pull back in the past.
You wouldn't want to be washing their shirts, would you? Wigan on the way to Wembley, it seems, at the moment. Now, who's on the way to Wembley as far as the FA Cup is concerned? Quarter-finals today. Well, Watford aren't doing so bad for a team at the bottom of the First Division. They're one up at Wimbledon.
That kind of form, do you think?
Well, if the lads I play five-a-side with on a Wednesday night could say that, I mean, I don't think they'd recognise me.
What about this, David? This is the slow motion of Morris in action.
Well, he scored a lot of tries for Salford, Morris, and I maintain that in that era, between 70 and 76, we probably had the two finest winnings in rugby league, if not world football.
That was a very special time, of course, wasn't it? Because that was the golden era of Salford, really.
It really was. Brian Seipert spent a lot of money and bought a lot of rugby union players into the side, and we played a brand of football, which, as you said, we didn't win cups, but we won a lot of friends at Salford, and the gates at Salford showed that at that era, they enjoyed watching Salford play that kind of rugby.
Do you still think, Morris, you've got the soft spot for this club that you had then?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I think the years that I had there, the relationship with the crowd, super crowd to play in front of. You know, they were part of the team virtually, and enjoyed every second of that.
Well, of course, there was also a third member of this marvellous side. The name Keith Fielding became something of a household name in Salford.
There'll be some trouble here now for Keith Fielding away. Who's going to cross him? Anybody going to cross him? No! Going to run in for a brilliant try. Keith Fielding.
Keith, those days, the great days, long gone, aren't they? Is it a surprise to you that Salford are in the semi-finals?
Well, I must say that if somebody had said Salford to beat St Helens, I don't think I'd have put much money on Salford. I think St Helens at that time were really the team that were going the best in the league, and I felt sure that they'd win. And I was really very, very pleasantly surprised when Salford came through.
Do you remember your days at Salford with great affection?
Certainly from when I signed to the late 70s, great affection. I still think about them quite often. I used to look forward to going to every single match. Never look forward to going training, but I used to look forward avidly to going to every single match. It didn't matter who we were playing, because win or lose, we used to enjoy the game. You don't get a lot of that nowadays. It matters so much to win. Perhaps I say that a little bit too heavily. I think the winning was important, but we used to enjoy. You could see the enjoyment on the pitch.
And of course the players that you played with, all household names in those days, David Watkins, Maurice Richards, yourself. Tremendous dressing room camaraderie, I would think.
It was there was a great amount of banter in the dressing rooms. Most of it, I might say, from two Welsh fellows, Watkins and Richards. They used to get at each other quite a lot, but that added to the enjoyment.
Nice to see him again.
Oh yes, I mean he was without doubt the fastest winger I ever saw playing rugby football, both codes.
Faster than him?
Well, he was faster than him, but Morris had other aspects of Morris's play which stood out. He could score tries from impossible positions. Keith was a finisher rather than an initiator of tries.
Quick word about today then, what's going to happen? Morris, do you think they've got a realistic chance of beating Wigan?
Yeah, one-off, anybody's got a chance of winning, and I saw Salford playing against Lee earlier this year, and I thought they played very, very well. Yeah, of course they could win.
Kevin Ashcroft summed it up. He said they one arm, one leg, and so on and so forth, and they can do it. They are capable of doing it, and I would be pleasantly surprised if they do.
2 arms and 2 legs, not
two
one.
Arms and 2 legs.
That's right. Yeah, they've got some kind of stuff. Can I ask you about next week, because I know that you're going to be thinking about what's going on at a certain place in Cardiff next week, the Grand Slam for the boys?
Oh yes, I think Wales are capable of doing it. They have some tremendous players. They're playing with a greater confidence, and there's more freedom with the players, and I'm sure that Wales will be trounced next Saturday.
Morris?
Yeah, and I'm still trying to get a ticket.
We'll see what we can do. Well, let's get back to league now, because Salford know that Wigan really are in buoyant form at the moment. Now, in the last round, they took on Widnes. Now, it turned out to be a controversial game. The referee, Jim Smith, and the 2 touch judges have been told never to go back to the Widnes ground as a result of it. Here's some of the action from that game.
The 6th tackle now, is it worth a drop at goal? I think it is, from John Myler. And it looks to be a good one. It is. Well, the old adage, never come away from the line without points. Richard Ayres coming more and more into the game now. Derek Pike. Richard Ayres now, he's got the chance for the line. Yes! No, he's on his back. He's on his back. Oh, ready to referee Jim Smith. Richard Ayres looked to be over, but tremendous refereeing position there, taken up by Jim Smith. He was on the
Well,
spot.
I would like to say that, Ray, and I think Mr. Smith's going to look at this tonight and said, please God, don't let me be wrong again, because look, does his weight take him over or what? It's very close.
Gregory to Hansen. Here's a good chance to Tony Iro. He's going in the corner. Just less than 5 minutes to go. And what a match for this 18,000 crowd here. Absorbing, spectacular at times, but I'm sure all 18,000 and they've been kept interested. That's a good ball from Edwards. Oh, the beautiful goal from Hansen. He must be in. He is. That must be the killer punch of my man of the match. Stevie Hansen coming in again on that left wing. The last time it was his pass that did it. This time it's his dummy that's done it. And despite Wigan's pulverising that Wigan line for an hour, having all the chances, Wigan have had two and taken two.
Well, many people thought Wigan perhaps were rather fortunate on that occasion, but this afternoon they are firm favourites to get to the final. Now, the next semi-final, of course, is in 2 weeks' time, when Halifax take on Hull Rugby League Club. Now, Hull have got real problems. They're struggling near the foot of the First Division, and at the moment, they haven't got a coach, because Len Casey has resigned this morning. Len's with me now. Why have you done that, Len?
Quite simply, Harry, because I've failed to receive the backing of the board.
In what way?
Help for players, mismanagement, and a lot of other things.
What particularly has gone wrong, though? Because I know that last year you had a very young side.
Very young side. The average age of the side was 21 last year. They've failed to come up with the cash. They've failed to help me with players, and like I say, players' personal problems haven't been solved as well.
Obviously, the selling of key players like Lee Crooks and Gary Schofield can't have pleased you.
No, I think it was a big blow to the club. The directors and the board, they still expect the same results without two-class players. And as everybody knows, Gary and Lee are top-class players.
But Hull fans will be watching this at the moment, Len, saying, hey, you've got a cup semi-final in a couple of weeks' time. Why now? Why not wait until after that?
Because I felt now was the right time to make a stand. The supporters deserve to know the truth, and I think it should come now.
What about the move to Hull City Football Club? Because I know that is something that you actually feel very strongly about.
Well, nobody wants to leave the Boulevard. I mean, Boulevard is Boulevard, and it's sacred turf. But in all honesty, I think if the club's going to be saved, we've got to go to Wilfred Park.
OK, well, thanks very much indeed for joining us, Len, anyway, and best of luck for your future as well. So that's the scene here. We're, of course, looking forward to the game here this afternoon. 10 minutes past 3, the whole match live.
The winners goes there to tell us all about it. It's Wigan against Salford. And tell us about that story first, Harry.
Well, good afternoon to you, Des. It certainly is the best possible news, and I think the biggest boost I can give you, really, for Great Britain, who, of course, tour Australia towards the end of the season. Ellery Hanley is back in the Wigan side this afternoon. Now, you probably know the background to what's happened here. A row with the Wigan coach, Graham Lowe, became a rather public affair, and the upshot of it was that Ellery was put on the transfer list at £250,000. Now, 2 weeks ago on Grandstand, Ellery appeared to offer an olive branch.
At no stage I've ever wanted to leave Wigan. I've been at Wigan for probably 2.5 years. I love Wigan. I love the spectators. There's nothing more I'd like to do than to help Wigan go to Wembley and to be playing at Wembley. I'd like probably to see an eyeball-to-eyeball situation and I sit down with the coach and talk about it and get it all sorted out. Let's put it this way, Harry, if Wigan told me to come back training and train with the club and to play, I would go back and give 100%. There's no two ways about it.
Well, this week the row has been resolved, but not before Ellery had threatened to emigrate to Australia. So how did the reconciliation come about?
I received a telephone call off Graham Lowe, much to my surprise, because I think he's a very stubborn sort of person, probably a bit like myself as well. And I think also with the show we did sort of like 2 weeks ago, I think that helped as well, Harry, that I never ever wanted to leave Wigan. And it just goes to show that Wigan didn't want me to ever leave neither. It's all water under the bridge now, and we've got to sort of look forward to everything and kick on from here.
I know everyone's breathing a sigh of relief. I know you are as well, because that Great Britain tour means a great deal to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's probably the greatest honour anybody can do is tour for the country and play for the country and represent the country. And I'm looking forward to it.
You trained with the players last night, I think. What was their reaction? Were they pleased to see you back?
Oh, yeah. They all says to me, yeah, we've still got your boots here, you know, and I expected my boots to be kicked out by now, but they were still there, Harry. It was a very nice, warm welcoming back, and in fact there was a lot of spectators had come up as well, you know, and said that they was very pleased to have me back, and it was very welcoming, and I was pleased and warmed by it. And also I'd like to sort of say thank you to the spectators, because even the ones who turned up last night to watch us train, it was a special welcome to me, and it was a thrill to myself as well to show that the spectators wanted me back. And I'd like to say thank you to them, and I'd like to pay them in the best way possible on Saturday.
Now, of course, your first game in the Challenge Cup is going to be on Saturday against Salford, isn't it? Are you rather surprised that Salford's your first game?
Well, hopefully if I'm selected. I haven't played for a few weeks now, but if I'm selected, I'm hoping to repay the spectators and everybody back in the best way possible with a trip down to Wembley.
That means a lot to you, because you've never played there, have you?
That's right. I think people always have goals in life, Harry, and I always set my goals. I always take one step at a time. It's like climbing a ladder, and I think that Wembley's been the next step in my life, that I've always wanted to play there, and I will not.
On their rugby league teams. The second half of the Challenge Cup semi-final. Wigan are leading 12-0. It's just underway now, the second half. Alex Murphy and Ray French.
And what a try there from Salford. Just in the very second. Beautiful break by David Blower. Ian Blease, tremendous support play. And my word, haven't Salford hit back at the right opportunity? Just a minute into the second half, barely had the kick-off, and Wigan seemingly half asleep. But well done, Darren Blower. Tremendous breakthrough there, and good support play. This lad Ian Blease certainly put Salford back into the fray. And this kick, very important for Ken Jones. Just shades to the left of the post. So what a dramatic start. 12 points to 4 then for Wigan.
And it looks like Kevin Ashcroft's team talk has worked at half-time, because they moved the ball out wide here. Darren Blow, what a magnificent ball this is, inside to Ian Blease, and this try, believe it or not, took some scoring. He's a big lad, but there's 3 tackles on. What a good try.
And we were saying just before the end of the first half that Kevin Ashcroft would have to really rally his lads. I said that he'd been at Wembley himself 3 times. He knows what's needed. And now I think, Alex, they've got a real semi-final on our hands.
Yes, it's amazing what a score does, Ray, to those tired legs. And you look down the field 1 minute and nobody can walk. The next minute they're jumping about like young lambs.
Well, I don't think you'll find many young lambs jumping about on this pitch at the moment, are they, will you?
No, the conditions, Ray, are absolutely appalling, and it's credit to both sides that the standard of rugby is kept at a very, very high level indeed.
Yes, the groundsman's been working all morning. He's had a really thankless task. But Stevie Hampson. Salford, I felt, in the opening 15-20 minutes, a lot of nerves there. It's the first semi-final since 1969 when they went to Wembley only to lose to Castleford. But here's Ellery Hanley. He's got Iro on the outside. A good tackle. Some good rugby now. Kevin Iro. He's a strong boy, this lad.
I think also, Ray, it looks as though it's that try of Salford is at Wigan's pride, because You know, since Salford have scored, Wigan are absolutely blitzing the Salford line, but it should give them a lot of good, this.
Darren Blow, the Salford skipper, battling. Oh, that's a good heel against the head. And I think Andy Gregory's been sucked in there. He's there in the number 7 jersey, battling away. And he's up to Edwards. This boy, number 3, Kevin Iro, was very doubtful to play. He dislocated a finger last week. And a penalty, yes. Referee John Holsworth holding 5 fingers in the air, signifying that Andy Gregory was not back 5 yards. The attacking side as well as the defending side have to be back 5 yards from the play of the ball. Good decision there from referee Holsworth. The referees this season were instructed by the Rugby League to clamp down on that. So, kick from Ken Jones. Just over 5 minutes gone on that. Welcome try for Salford. 12 points to 4 for Wigan. Kearns. That's a good ball. Salford putting some good passing together. And Terry O'Shea, the New Zealander from the Seata 2 club. Good play to O'Loughlin. And certainly, Alex, you wouldn't think that Cian O'Loughlin had, been 16, 17 seasons in the game, 35 years of age, would you?
No, you wouldn't, Ray. I know he's also been out of the game with flu. He's been in bed all week with a strong dose of flu, and maybe that is just wearing off on the lad, because Salford do seem now to be putting their act together and a lot more ideas.
And this is the man who's putting the act together. Skipper Darren Blow just misjudged the kick there, but he's certainly lifting his side.
I think, Ray, at half-time, obviously Kevin Ashcroft has said to the Salford lads, look, you've got to get a grip of Andy Gregory, the Wigan number 7, and Sean Edwards, the Wigan number 6, because they are absolutely creating havoc.
West. Nicky Kiss, good support play by the Wigan hooker there, just foraging behind the pack. Gregory again to Edwards. Oh, beautiful spurt of pace. Andy was taken out off the ball, but Gill's still going. He's got the strength. He's not got the pace. Just inches short there of the line. Hampson missed it. Knock on. Drama there, but John Holsworth was on the spot. Very fit referee. He kept up with the wingman there, Gill.
Well, I think Wigan will be very disappointed about this. Just watch Ellery Hanley as he's taken out of the game. But Henderson Gill gets the ball and he's not stopping. He wants to get over. He knows this could be the clincher. Just short.
Certainly a strong lad, Henderson Gill. And a very important scrum there for that Salford hooker there to get Ken Jones. Just receiving treatment, but of course in Rugby League, unless it's considered serious, the game continues. And that's a good heel by Salford. It's a vital one for them. And a penalty. Darren Blow there, obviously playing the old soldier with Ellery Hanley.
I just think there was a little bit of acting went into that little bit, Ray, with Darren Blow, but he thought that Ellery Hanley had knocked him down, and just one of those things. Just watch Darren Blow here. He gets the ball. He's a little bit annoyed here that he loses the ball. Ellery Hanley, watch this. Is it drama acting this? Drama school? It looks very good.
So, Wigan head and ball. Gregory to feed. And referee John Holsworth adjudging a knock on there through his legs. The ball was knocked forward towards the opposition line. Andy Gregory just querying it and not very happy with that.
I think he's actually saying, Ray, how can I knock the ball when I'm facing my own try line? but he can because he brought the ball forward.
Yes, and a penalty there. The onus there on the Wigan side to line up parallel to the touchline. They weren't doing so. It's a penalty. So Terry O'Shea to kick to touch. I think that lad Terry O'Shea there from the Theatre 2, if he's played in Auckland at Carlow Park, he'll be used to the mud.
Salford look as though they're getting a little bit more confident now, Ray, as they're running more with the ball. There's more people in support, and who knows what another try will do to this game.
Good ball. O'Shea, that's a good ball to Disley. Disley, just couldn't hold it for a knock-on. But certainly, Alec, Salford are doing well down this right wing, aren't they? They've got Disley coming out wide, and he's cutting through.
Yeah, I think what they're doing, Ray, they're just drawing the Wigan cover in and just slipping a short ball in. It's very, very important to bring Wigan into the middle of the park, because outside wide they are very vulnerable.
The Wigan coach Graham Lowe himself, a New Zealander, was saying that when he first came to this country 18 months ago, he didn't realise how intense the competition was for this Silk Cut Challenge Cup, but he certainly knows it now. Shelford running with determination, but an equally determined tackle there from the New Zealanders. It's amazing, Alec, how these New Zealanders really go at each other, isn't it?
Well, it's they love the slutch, Ray. I mean, they use this slutch as though it's cream lotion. It's one of those things in Carlow Park. They have bats in this standing weather.
Hanley not quite got the strength to force through there, but well covered. Edwards seems to be the one player in midfield with the pace off the mark to make the break. Gregory, that's a good ball to Hampson. Oh, well taken by Gill. Now then, he's got Edwards with him, he's got Hanley with him, he couldn't get the ball away. Henderson Gill falling as he tried to get the ball away.
I think this is a good break by Henderson Gill here. He takes the ball well, he does well to hold on to it, but not the greatest of finishes. Just watches, he has a man inside and puts the ball to ground.
Loughlin. Wigan very keen to return to Wembley and increase that number of Wembley wins. They're level with Widnes at 7. And at the moment they're 12 points to 4, they're in control. Vlore again, using that little chip kick through to go to defend, but that was a brave dive by Hampson. And referee John Holsworth, once the match stopped, I think he considered there that Steve Hampson in serious trouble, and Keith Mills very, very sensibly rolling him over on his side. I think one of the problems there, if the boy had swallowed his tongue, we've had one or two of those tragic situations in the game.
Now this is what you've got to a little chip by Darren Blow, who then follows the ball through. Now watch what happens after. Hampson, a very, very brave lad here, goes down for it. Watch what Darren Blow does. Is that an accident? I think he's going to have to be very careful, Darren Blow, Ray. He's just come back from getting away with a sin bin situation. I mean, the lad has, just done a little bit of juddling with the sin bin, and he's now getting in the action again.
Yes, and Steve Hampson, nice to see him getting up there. A very, very brave dive. Good way. Wigan just using these big forwards, Adrian Shelford, Graham West, making the yardage.
I think also the temper of this game is beginning to rise, and one or two of the tackles are getting a little bit high.
And certainly Darren Bloor, he was lucky. He got off one suspension with the sin bin. I think he's not got much more to do, has he?
No, I think he'd have to be very, very careful.
Just 10 yards now from this Salford line. Edwards, he's got Hanley outside him. Well, now then, is that a try? He's given the try. It looked to me as if Hanley had dropped the ball in front of him, but he must have gone to the side. But all credit to Nicky Kiss, the Wigan hooker. He carried on. You play to the referee's whistle, and it's a try. Another 4 points to Wigan. 16 points to 4. And I think that try would be worth looking at, because certainly Salford are protesting about it. And certainly already one of the Salford players is being sent from the field for arguing.
Well, this is a try that Wigan will think very, very fortunate to get. Ellery Hanley's tackled here. Does the ball go forward? What happens? Is it knocked out of his hands? Does he pass the ball? To me, it looks as though it went forward. Nicky Kiss flips it over the line. He can't believe his luck.
Andy. Prop forward number 8, Steve Herbert. Sent from the field by John Holsworth for protesting about that try for what appears to be the sin bin. But no distraction to Kevin Ilo. Another 2 points. So, 18 points to 4 now.
And the try converted there by number 3 for Wigan, Kevin Ilo.
Well, this is what you've got to look at here. Watch Ellery Hanley as he gets the ball. Ellery Hanley looks as though he's checked, he's tackled. Watch whether the ball goes forward or backwards. To me, it just looks as though as he's shouldered here, he lets go of the ball. Does it go forward? Is it knocked out of his hand? It looks very, very close indeed. But the referee's right on the spot. Nicky Kiss, a lovely little bit of Charlie George. Good try.
Yes, from that angle, Alec, it did appear to just slightly go backwards, didn't it?
Yes, and like I say, John Holdsworth was right on the spot, and we're a little bit farther away here, so you've got to bow to what he was, Ray.
Ladies and gentlemen, the attendance for this afternoon's semi-final match is 20,783. 20,783 for his first Silk Cup semi-final.
The Mark Moran, the hooker, having difficulty getting down there. And who would want to get down there in this weather? And a penalty. Penalty to Salford, foot across. Quickly taken by Bloor. Kieran O'Loughlin, he's looked dangerous as O'Loughlin. Got that very short, neat sidestep, can change the direction. And Salford certainly need 6 points now.
Yes, I think they need to get back into the game, Ray, and very, very quickly, because Wigan look as though they're just holding this game. They've pulled the try out when it matters, and they're a very good side to be able to sit on a lead like this.
Salford lacking Steve Herbert in the sin bin for 10 minutes for descent. David Major gone up to the proposition, good break there. Oh, beautiful rugby now. And these two half-backs, Gregory and Edwards, the two Great Britain half-backs in both internationals against France this season, really putting a box of tricks on. An offside decision there against Kieran O'Loughlin. And Gregory sensibly slowing the game down, not taking the quick tap. Position and then possession. I think that's what's going through Gregory's head. And a sensible kick from Hampson.
I think now that Salford will want to hold Wigan out. They don't want to let them score here, because if Wigan score here, I think the floodgates will fly open.
Good driving run by Case. certainly Wigan not letting these conditions inhibit their style of play. Edwards again to Gregory. Oh, that's a good ball, it's a good way. Well, that was well read, that was good tackling from Salford. Gregory again, still gets the ball away to Potter. Mark Moran read the situation well, the Salford hooker. Kiss. Just 20 minutes to go now. Wigan 18 points to 4 in the lead. Difficult one. Gibson, once you take the ball in the dead ball area, now off the high ball like that, well, it's just a tap on the 25-yard.
He looks as though he's having a few problems, doesn't he, Ray? The Salford full-back. He's a big, tall lad, and he looks as though he's holding the bottom of his back.
Yes, I think he may have ripped something there, Alec. He's 6'3", he had to reach for the ball. Salford, I think, missing really Mick Worrell now. He's the biggest forward. He's a Great Britain tourist, Alec, isn't he? And I think just to pull out half an hour before the kick-off, well, I think that was a blow to Salford.
Yes, I think also, Ray, but give credit to Wigan. I think that under the conditions, they've angled the situation a lot better than what Salford have. They've run with the ball, they've not lost as much possession, and when they've had the chances, they've taken them.
And, of course, Wigan still got those two scintillating backs. Dean Bell on the substitutes bench. Be interesting to see whether Graham Lowe brings him on, having had a hernia operation in these very, very heavy conditions. And Joe Lydon, the other international, still suffering from a groin strain. And it shows something of the millionaires, as they call this Wigan club, when they signed Mark Preston, the Lancashire England B rugby union wing, in midweek. So still adding to the talent here in this Wigan side.
Hanley there, Ray, he just looks as though he's that shade out of touch, you know. He looks as though he's been out of the game for you know, a month or so, and maybe conditions telling on him.
Tony Iro, that's a good run to Edwards. Edwards lining Hanley up again. Wigan sensibly holding the ball here, not too adventurous at the moment, Alec.
No, they're playing under the conditions, Ray. They know it's very, very heavy out there, and they're doing the basics right.
Oh, that was a good ball, well held, and good support work by Nicky Kiss. He just can't get the ball away. Good clamping of the ball there by Gibson. And the sixth tackle. Still in possession. Oh, good gummy from Gregory. To Hanley. He's got support, he's got Kevin Iro, and he's got the try. Well, it was the sixth tackle. Iro had the formality of putting the ball down. It was the skill of Hanley who got the ball away, despite the tackle coming in very, very quickly on him. But all credit to Andy Gregory again. He kept the ball alive, he was alert, and another 4 points to Wigan. 22 points to 4.
Well, this is what great players can do. There's one little great player, number 7, Andy Gregory. Slinging the ball here, a lovely ball here to Ellery Hanley. Strong lad, not many people can do that. A lovely ball, and all Ido has to do is put it between the posts. He'd like one of them a week.
So, Kevin Iro to kick again. Possibly his most difficult kick. But it's there. No problem. 100% record. 24 points to 4 now for Wigan.
Well, here we have it again. Just watch Andy Gregory here as he picks the ball up here. He throws the ball out. Stevie Hampson, Gregory, watch this for a peach of a ball. Not many players can do this, but this fella's got class. And to another man here with class, he's not only got class, he's very, very strong. Tony Iro just latches onto the end of it. Like I say, he'll take these every day of the week.
And some clean jerseys there. Number 14 just slipped on. The man we were talking about. Dean Bell having his first run for 5 months. Been out with a hernia operation. He's come on for Adrian Shelford. And we've also got the prop Ian Lucas coming on for Graham West. There he is now. Just 15 minutes to go. Hanson, oh, and Wigan really running riot here now. It's the kick, it's the chase. Edwards is in the middle. He's surely got the pace. It depends on the ball. And it's there. No problem. Edwards again. Just look at Henderson Gill. Isn't he delighted? Picks up the more phlegmatic Wigan skipper. But he did the right thing. That's where the halfback should be. Following down the middle. And one of his great virtues, Edwards, he has the pace. So Wigan now cruising along, 28 points to 4.
And this is what you have, class, ability, and really when Stevie Hampson kicked the ball, there was no danger what the end result was going to be. Sean Edwards, he's got loads and loads of pace, he's got courage, and he's got skill. Good try.
Tremendous anticipation there from that number 6. Another easy kick for Kevin Iro. 30 points to 4 now. And Wigan surely on their way to Wembley.
And here we have the little move again. Sean Edwards is in it at the start. Watch Hampson here, he flips through the gap, he can nose his men in support, puts the ball deep to the line, and watch Edwards. He's got 1, 2, 3 more gears, too many for Salford. Good try.
And certainly these High Road brothers really running well. I think that right-wing partnership, Alex, of Tony Iro and Kevin Iro has caused tremendous problems for Salford,
yes, I think Wigan have had that little bit extra all round, Ray. I think they've had the ability to play under these conditions. I think they've got the class in the side, and really the occasion's not been too big for them. I think 1 or 2 of the Salford lads have really got bogged down by the occasion as well as the conditions.
And I think we could have some more points yet. So, Salford. Darren Blow still trying to keep his side going. Kieran O'Loughlin. But I think Wigan, they can sense Wembley, and I don't think they want Salford to score. But that's a good ball to Ian Blease.
That's also a very, very good tackle by Wigan, Ray. I mean, they actually took Ian Blease back a good 10-15 yards then. Not only did they take him back, they come up with the ball.
Goodway still moving this ball. It's almost like 7-a-side rugby here, despite the conditions. Lucas, drop forwards, back row men, linking together. A magnificent spectacle to Tony Iro. This is rugby at its best. Play on, Ellery Hanley's lurking there. But no, it's a dropout under the post. But whenever that man there, Ellery Hanley's about, there's a possibility of a try. Wigan,
I think Tony Iro here might just say to himself, was I not obstructed here? As he kicks the ball down and puts it deep, just look what happens to him. Is the shoulder look fair, but the referee will play on.
So, should be Wigan possession again, and it is. Wigan already beat the highest score ever in a semi-final. Way back in 1924, they beat Barrow 30 points to 5.
We did forecast, Ray, before this game that this could be the biggest semi-final score of the lot.
Gregory. Hanley. No, forward pass. But there's no holding these forwards now. Andy Goodway there, backing up. And this is one of the features of the Wigan play. These two half-backs have got the support of these men like Andy Goodway, Ian Potter and Nicky Kiss. And the Wigan forwards have got speed, Alec.
Yes, I think really, Ray, looking at you know, the way we're going to play, and on the day they've probably beat more sides in the Rugby League. But what you've got to look at here is the two half-backs of Gregory and Edwards. They're absolutely blitzing Salford. They're turning into pieces down the middle and got a lot of good support from the forwards.
Just 10 minutes left. Rather forlorn circumstances for Salford. Not much you can do except keep plugging away, keep playing. But perhaps pick up the odd try and get some credit. The referee, John Holsworth, looking for various substitutions being made. Brian Case going off. Graham West coming back on the field again. And Mick McTeague there on the left of our screen, number 13, returning to the field for Ian Gibson. Gill. That's a good ball to Hanley.
Number 1, Steve Gibson.
It looks like Wigan Ray are just going through at will. They're absolutely tearing Salford, who are a little bit unorganised now, and you know, Wigan, well-disciplined side, and obviously taking Salford to task.
That's a good ball to Bloor. McTeague. And I don't think his mother will relish him being his jersey dirtied like that. Oh, well taken. And that's one of the advantages of being 6'5", Alec, isn't it?
Yes, he just looked like one of the giraffes. He just put his hand up. He must be 8 foot when he does that. So, you know, he's making it look very, very easy. And Wigan are playing very well at the moment.
Yes,
right?
it's like basketball, and it really is tremendous rugby in these conditions. I think Kevin Iro perhaps should have given the ball to his brother there, but Wigan still in possession. Goodway played it to himself. Oh, beautiful break there by Gregory. He's got Gill. He's beaten one man, beaten two men. And a good cover tackle by Kieran Loughlin. Good centre play there. Spotted where the gap was going. Edwards to West, looking for support. Now the sixth tackle coming up. Wigan scored off the sixth tackle previous. Gregory to Case, but obstruction. Referee Mr. Holsworth judging that crossing there in the line, so penalty to Salford. Wigan's 30 points equal the previous highest score way back 64 years ago when they played Barrow in this semi-final.
I think this has been a tremendous performance by Wigan, Ray, under the conditions. I mean, it's never stopped raining from the start of the match until the end of the match, and really they've handled the conditions tremendously.
And good entertainment, Alec, for this 20,700 crowd.
Yes, and it just shows you that rugby league can be played on any kind of conditions.
Bloor, a good hard-working second half, this lad. Skipper for Salford, tried to keep them going, tried to inject some spirit. Hampson, that's a good tackle.
I think the difference is, Ray, when Wigan have the ball, see how quick they get up to play the ball, and every time they run with the ball, there's always 2 or 3 men in support to finish it off.
Just 6 minutes left, and Wigan needing 6 points to beat the all-time record score for the semi-final. Huddersfield amassed 35 points against Wakefield back in 1913, so 6 minutes to go, 6 points to get for the Wigan club.
I think Kevin Ashcroft, the Salford coach, will hoping that Wigan don't get those 6 points, because he's accused myself of not being able to tip a wheelbarrow.
And certainly Dean Bell looks fully recovered there from his hernia operation. It's very difficult conditions to come on if you've had problems there in that groin area.
He's also had a problem where he's been very, very bad all week. He's been having antibiotics for 7 days, and just wonder how much that stuck out of him.
Another 6 tackles. Salford having real difficulty getting out of their half. McTee. Well, I think we commented on the attack of this Wigan side, but let's not forget the defence. Very, very strong in the centre, isn't it, in the midfield?
No, they've handled the game very, very well. In all departments, they've been far superior to Salford. They've looked a better side, and under the conditions, they've played exceptionally well.
Keith Bentley. To Ken Jones. But putting a lot of passes in, a lot of good handling. Well, that was clever. And still going. David Kearns. Wigan. The significant Alec there with Salford, 9 or 10 very, very good passes, but hardly gained a yard, did they?
Yes, because obviously, Ray, this time of the game, you know, there's not many people on the Salford side who want to run with the ball. Well, with Wigan, they're queuing up to run with it.
Oh, that was good play. Henderson Gurley's got Hanley inside him. This must be a formality. He's taking it round to the post. Good combination there. Ellery Hanley back in the Wigan ranks after his problems, his 28th try of the season. And good entertainment for that 20,000 crowd. Salford 4, Wigan 34.
The Wigan try scorer.
3 minutes to go.
Well, what have we got here? We've got Ellery Hanley, the try scorer, and Henderson Gill, the try maker. This is a beautiful try by Hanley, but just watch Henderson Gill here. Time to perfection. Look, a little bit of juggling while he's going. Hanley loves this. This will do Ellery Hanley a world of good.
Now then, a lot of pressure here on Kevin Iro. Can he beat that 35 points scored by Huddersfield way back in 1913? We did have a couple of bigger scores in wartime, but those were in the days in 1943 and 45 when semi-finals were played on a two-leg basis. 34 points to Wigan. Can he set the record? No, he doesn't. Just to the right of the post. But I don't think Coach Graham Law will be bothered. I think he'll just be ready to set his sights on those Twin Towers at Wembley.
And here we have it again here. Just look who's got the ball again. Sean Edwards, one of those half-backs, and a lovely ball here to Dean Bell, who slips the ball out to Hanley. There's no way that this is not going to be a try. It's easy as a walking day in Belfast. Oh, look, it's time to look round and time to slide over.
Wigan are through to Wembley, there's absolutely no doubt about that. The final is on the 30th of April, and in 2 weeks' time we'll have the other semi-final. That's Halifax, the defending cup holders, against Hull. Now, the